Marowak unable to get the fire spin farm down. At this point, we're going to let it go. The golden rule of using a charmer is always save it a shield, and that's going to be game over. Welcome back to the channel. I can't quite believe it, but I'm actually featuring my own gameplay in the little cup. I'll be honest, I've got zero idea about this cup or whatsoever. I looked on pvpoke, saw that both Alolan Ninetales and Shadow Alolan Marowak were ranked very high. I thought that's a good starting point. I've already got Alolan Vulpix built, and that's what I rocked with. This team will function as an ABB team with Alolan Marowak, with access to Bone Club, the fire type that should beat the other fire types with double ice in the back. Some points to note: I didn't particularly want to play this cup, but I played it for two reasons. There's additional dust when Master League's around and we all need resources, and secondly, Smurgle's banned. You will notice throughout these battles there's also some mad weird glitch, as if we needed any more. When a Pokemon faints, it remains on the screen. For those of you that know me and my preferred playstyle, you know I'm a fan of quick energy generating, hard hitting mons, and not a fan of fast move pressure whatsoever. This team is somewhat of a degen team, but it is what it is. I don't pick the cups. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I wanted to smash through battles as quickly as I could, and I was getting sets done in less than 15 minutes. With that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battle. And in game one, my opponent is completely core broken by Alolan Marowak. The opponent say switch into Wigglytuff. We fire off the Bone Club, force to Protect Shield. The opponent doesn't even reach a charge move. You can see the glitch I'm on about. The Pokemon remains on the screen. I think even a Bone Club would get shielded, but I'm just going to full send the Shadow Bone, force to Protect Shield. I pivot into Ninetales. The opponent already enough, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see the Nightmare lead. I say switch into Shadow Alolan Ninetales. The opponent deletes me in a blink of an eye with Shadow Alolan Sandslash. And at this point, I could complain I'm a victim of the algorithm, but we're going to play it out and see if we can cook. I send back out Marowak. Look for that fire spin farm down, which I'm unable to get before the drill run's reached. I am going to invest the Protect Shield, keep Marowak around. Despite this being a poor matchup, you can see the fire spins are tearing through Golett. Back out comes Golett. We reach the Bone Club, forcing our Protect Shield back. I look to pivot out, but switch timer isn't up. But that's fine. Out comes Vulpix, able to Powder Snow farm down before the opponent reaches a charge move. The opponent now sends out their own Vulpix. I'm full sending as I'm heading energy. The opponent invests a very wise Protect Shield. As I said, I'm ahead, so I'm thinking the opponent's going to look to bait, then nuke. We look to call the bait. The opponent does bait, kill the poor defenseless cat, and that pointless bait is going to seal this opponent's fate as we reach the next Dark Pulse and take that game. You don't always need alignment in Go Battle League. Sometimes you just need a big set of balls and call some baits. In the next battle, we see Gligar in the lead. Of course, this Pokemon does have access to Night Slash. I'm going to shield, bank a charge move, and then make the pivot into Alolan Ninetales. If you're wondering why I'm banking a move, in case they've got a fire type, it's nice to have a charge move bank so we can remove them from the field of play. The opponent actually saved Gligar, send out Dunsparce, invest the Protect Shield on the charge attack priority, and that's best case scenario. The opponent actually throws a dig rather than drill run. Not that I noticed that when I was playing, I've noticed that now. So in theory, I can probably fully fire spin farming down. You can see I throw 3, attempt to throw on CMP, but the opponent's actually a rollout short. But regardless, we remove Dunsparce from the field of play and I'm spamming the switch. We pivot into Ninetales. The opponent's got whatever the mini version of Runerigus is called. I think it's Yamask. Who knows? Who cares? Not me, as they're going to get one shot by the Weather Ball when we eventually stop unlagging. The opponent recognises there's nothing they can do, and we're going to take that game. Today's video is going to be full of me thinking, what the hell is that Pokemon called? As who really knows? All the pre-evolutions, definitely not me. In the next battle, we see Aurora in the lead, aka Baby Auroras. A nice matchup for us. The opponent say switches into Miltank, and I send out Ninetales. The opponent goes straight for a Body Slam, which will be survivable. Body Slam has been nerfed. I'm going to look for that full tap, charm down, farm down. I actually thought the opponent rollout farmed me down before I was able to charm him down. It was actually a Simul KO. That glitch had me absolutely tripping. I send back out Marowak. I invest a Protect Shield on the Ancient Power. I'm thinking, can I fully fire spin farm down? It looks like I can't. I actually throw a charge move on the charge attack priority. I'm going to pretend that's what I was looking for. I'll be honest, I just spammed the move when I thought I'm not getting the farm down. Out comes Joltik. I did attempt to throw the Bone Club, but the Sucker Punch took me out. But at this point, we're just going to go for the fast move beatdown. Who needs skill in this cup? Essentially tap your phone, hope for the best, and you'll either win, lose, or draw. And in this case, I was able to emerge victorious. GG's. In the next battle, we see another Man of Culture running Shadow Alolan Marowak. My one's actually got pretty good PvP IVs, so I'll probably lose charge attack priority. So how I like to play this matchup, we're going to shield the Bone Club, we're then going to farm up to the double, pause a turn, ensuring the opponent doesn't make a catch, and then believe it or not, like an absolute mad lad, we're going to catch the potential Bone Club onto Ninetales. The opponent actually doesn't throw. They farm to a Shadow Bone. I'm thinking Ninetales, I might be good. It's actually a Shadow Ball, so we may as well keep it around. Out comes Diggersby, so I'm very grateful I kept Ninetales around, as this fast move pressure is just ridiculous. We're even able to force a protection. The opponent going to get that full quick attack farm down, but the cost of almost all their HP. Diggersby got a whole heap of energy, but Diggersby not known for his attack stats, so I attempt to remove him from the field of play with the Bone Club, but the opponent makes a very heads-up catch, catching onto Mandibuzz. But sorry, trainer, you're double weak to ice, and I've got double ice. Unfortunately, unlike our Alolan cousin or big brother, we don't resist dark, but at this point, it simply does not matter. We farm up to the double Weather Ball. The first one will be removing Mandibuzz from the field of play, and despite Diggersby having a whole heap of energy, Vulpix able to win the charge attack priority, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, again we see the mirror. So we're just going to play it out the same. We're going to let the opponent throw first. We're not going to test who wins CMP. We're going to goad the opponent into insta-throwing the second Bone Club. We invest the Protect Shield, farm up to the double, again pausing, ensuring I see the Fire Spin start. Bone Club probably goes shielded, and then we look to make the catch onto Ninetales. This time the catch is successful, and we sneak the charm in the process. Bone Club doesn't do all that much, but if the opponent looks to stay in, they're actually going to be able to fully farm me down. So my thought process, I'm pivoting out of the mirror. Not only do I think I'll lose CMP, Ice a dreadful defensive type in, so we need to check if they've got a potential Steel or even a Rock type in the back. If they've got a Rock type, having a Bone Club banked would come in clutch. This opponent actually enters the mirror one turn behind. We're able to land the Dark Pulse, and at this point I'm going for the one shield farm down, keeping Ninetales as healthy as I can. You can see again the opponent remains on the screen despite being KO'd, and out comes Swinub. Weather Ball and Dark Pulse both hit for neutral, but Dark Pulse will do more, so I'd attempt to sneak the nuke through the Protect Shield. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, and we pivot into Marowak. The opponent fires off the Body Slam. The opponent remains on the screen, so I'm going to fire off the Bone Club, thinking Bone Club would be lethal. It actually isn't. The opponent pivots out into Marowak, transferring the Fire Spin. They get Fire Spin farm down. Swinub also gets Fire Spin farm down, and we take that game. For the third consecutive battle in a row, we see the mirror. This is where I need like a pre-recorded, like one of them little recording machines. I can just press play and say exactly the same as I said in the last battle. Unfortunately, I don't have that, so I'm just pretty much going to say exactly what I already said. Shield the first, pause, ensuring the Bone Club lands on its intended target, and look to catch on Ninetales. Once we successfully caught, once we didn't, and now we're back catching. Charm is just disgusting. You can see the opponent tries to Fire Spin farm me down, but if you look top right, they actually got removed from the field of play with a simul KO. Then I'll send out Sand Slash, I'll wait out my clock, anticipating the opponent, trying to goad back out Marowak, which they do. We've got a Bone Club loader, we fire off the Bone Club, forcing a Protect Shield from Pikachu, and the opponent gets scared and dump energy. This is perfect for me. We're just going to let Marowak go down. Sand Slash might be very good into Ice types. However, Pikachu is very, very glassy. My win con is just going to be to fully Powder Snow farming down. Can Vulpix get the farm down? Yes, we can. Get that Pikachu off my screen. We've got the Dark Pulse banked. And Vulpix is going to be a Alolan Sand Slash counter confirmed. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we see a fantastic lead. The opponent say switches into, I believe this is called Fletcherlin or something like that. It's the mini version of Talonflame. We've got a great response in the form of our Vulpix. I'll be honest, I've got no idea what moveset this thing has got. I did go for the one shield, look for the Powder Snow farm down, which we're unable to get. I am going to double shield. If you shield once, you may as well shield twice and just keep that super positive alignment. Back out comes Ninetales. Everything in our arsenal is resisted, but they certainly will not look like it. I'm not sure the next weather will be lethal, so we go for the harder hitting Dark Pulse, removing them from the field of play. We pivot into our Charmer, hoping to tap, charm through whatever's in the back. Talonflame certainly isn't something I'm charming my way through, so I am going to concede the match. GG's to that opponent. Heading into the next battle, we see a tough lead, but two very good answers in the back. This time we're going to say switch into Vulpix. It is our soft counter. The opponent will respond with Charger Bug. Charger Bug will not be winning this matchup. Not behind on energy. I'm more than happy to shield up an X-Scissor. Go for one Powder Snow and the Weather Ball. Weather Ball, force our Protect Shield back. Again, I can one and throw and see if the opponent wants to double shield. If they double shield, I might actually consider Fire Spin farming them down, but the opponent actually gives up on switch. Send out Golem. Golem, not going to appreciate this Weather Ball. Weather Ball will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. At this point, we're just going to sack Marowak, recognising the degenerate win con of saving a shield for our Charmer and tapping my phone like a lunatic and charming the shit out of everything. Ninetales, Charm farms down Golem. The opponent doesn't even send back out Altaria, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see Shadow Execute in the lead. A nice lead for us. The opponent last second pivot out into their own Charmer. I'm going to fire off the Bone Club. Bone Club goes unshielded. I then send out my own Charmer, getting the snipe in just 2 singular charms. The opponent sends out Skeledirge. Skeledirge with 2 shields is something I will not be beaten. I'm very quickly going to run for the hills. GG's for that opponent. In the next battle, we see Cottony in the lead. The opponent say switches into Amora, which is by no means a good response. I go straight for the Bone Club, looking to obtain myself an early shield advantage. The opponent tanks the Bone Club, then concedes the match. These games are ridiculous, so bloody quick. In the next battle, we see Drifloon in the lead. It's a no thank for me and a say switch into Ninetales. These Astonishes are doing ridiculous damage. The opponent then pivots out into Walrein, transferring a charm in the process, which is going to enable me to go for the 1 shield, full charm farm down, and take back switch. I finally started adapting to this weird glitch, recognising that Walrein is KO'd and I'm not lagging. So I'm able to fire off the Weather Ball. We even get off some more charm damage, putting them into a Powder Snow farm down range. I'm just going to go for the 1 shield, full farm down, thinking 2 versus 1 sounds good to me. The opponent fire off the Ominous Wind, then reveal their third to be Diggersby. I attempt the Fire Punch catch onto Marowak unsuccessfully, but this game's over. The opponent doesn't have anywhere enough energy to win this battle. Scorching Sands picks up the 1 shot. We're doubled up. You know the drill. The first Weather Ball will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and Diggersby might be thick in the Great League. In Little Cup, meh, not so much. GG's. In the next battle, we see Golett in the lead. It's going to be a no thank you and a say switch into Ninetales. The opponent pivots out into their own Charmer. This again is where the glitch really screwed me over. I thought, is that a Simulcare? But then I realised they're going to get a 1-turn switch. So we're actually going to get our charm to register before theirs did. I could have forced a shield there, but I just was tapping like a lunatic. That's on me, but it doesn't really matter. We get to flip alignment, which is all I want. I'm going to go for the 1 shield. Full Powder Snow farm down, leaving with all the energy in the world. Well, not all the energy, but a decent amount. This game's over. The opponent reveals to have a Tekken Charmer, which Marowak's going to completely shut down. I fire off the Dark Pulse. Not that I needed to throw a charge. I'm just looking to call off my timer. We pivot into Marowak, Fire Spin farm down, and take that game. We see another mirror lead. It's been about 5 battles or 3 minutes in real time of how quickly these are going. So I'm going to play it out the same as I've always played the other ones out. We're going to shield a move, taking our extra. This opponent actually doesn't stay in. They switch out into Joltik. We fire off the Bone Club. And then we're going to pivot into Ninetales. And this is where you're going to see just how ridiculously glassy Pokemon are. I was thinking, they're not going to Faint Attack farm me down after a Cross Poison, which is a pretty poor move. But Cross Poison actually just cleanly one-shots me. Holy cow. Where is the bulk in this cup? It's a joke. I've now put myself in somewhat of a tricky spot. We all know that Vulpix has access to Dark Pulse. If Marowak returns, I'm going to throw 1 Powder Snow and actually go for the Weather Ball bait, thinking the opponent's probably thinking like me, you need to shield everything. The Weather Ball bait forces protection. The opponent tries to make a catch unsuccessfully onto Pikachu. I bank the Dark Pulse, get back into Marowak. Bone Club picks up the 1 shot, and this is going to come down to a charge attack priority. Thankfully, Vulpix has the higher attack stat, and despite a slight scare, we're able to take that game. Heading into the next battle, another Golett lead. We're going to pivot into our Charmer and see what the opponent wants to do. The opponent sends out Litleo. All things are not looking good. However, to say that, let's be fair, them resisted charms have gotten below half health and certainly into Bone Club range. The opponent opts to instant throw. This thing does run Crunch. I know that because I've actually got 1 built for the Great League. I used it for like 1 singular battle. I'm going to throw 3 Fire Spins and the Bone Club, which happens to be good timing. Bone Club removes them from the field of play. You can see I'm attempting to switch up, but switch timer simply isn't up. However, I should force my Protect Shield back here with the Bone Club. Bone Club does force my Protect Shield back. And shout out to this opponent, he actually messaged me on Discord. I had no idea what's in the back. If I simply shield this move up, which I didn't expect to do that much damage, I could have double weatherballed Altaria, took the battle, but again, I forgot I was playing Little Cup, and one cannot tank hits for shit, and we're going to take a loss. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we've got our chance at redemption, another Gollet. We pivot into Ninetales. This opponent stays in for quite some time and then send out Cottony. The opponent looks for the tap, charm down, farm down, which they're unable to get before the weather ball's reached. Weather ball, 4-star protect shield. We're going to send out Marowak, look for the full fire spin, farm down. No, and we're going to completely wall them. The opponent's already down 1 protect shield, and we should leave with a Bone Club bank. We're able to fully fire spin, farm down. I anticipated Gollet return, and the opponent actually send out Mandibars. So I do instant throw this move like a potato, anticipating the next mod slap taking me out. We can just get into Vulpix now. I've got 2 shields, it's time to start using them. The opponent goes to the aerial ace bait, send back out Gollet. We can just powder snow farming down, they're only reaching 1 move. We shield up the brick break, powder snow farming down, we're going to throw 1 powder snow and the weather ball, you know the drill. The first weather ball will be forcing the opponent's final protect shield again, as they're not at a move. I get off 1 extra powder snow, guaranteeing this next weather ball removes them from the field of play. GG's. Heading into the next battle. Alolan Marowak into Spinder, the shiny variant, running Sucker Punch. We pivot into Vulpix. Ben, a long-time member of the channel, has sent me some battles, so I know these things got access to Rock Tomb, but I had no idea on the accounts. I shield up an Icy Wind and I'm thinking, did they even have the energy? The answer to that question would have been no. The counts to Icy Wind are 7-6, the counts to Rock Tomb are 9-8. We're able to land the weather ball, then powder snow farm down. The opponent then sends out a fire type. We full send the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse lands, which is huge for me, meaning Ninetales should be free in the back. We're going to send back out Marowak. Unfortunately, 3 fire spins aren't quite lethal. I did attempt the fire spin farm down. When using a toxic charmer, you always save it a shield, and the next charm will be knocking them out. The opponent saving 2 shields. For beware, recognise the game's over, and they concede the match. GG's. So if you're a trainer like me who's never really played Little Cup, do what I do. After seeing that Spinder being so unfamiliar with the counts, I just looked on Pokemoves or pvpoke afterwards. I've now learned it, and going forward, I'll know the counts. You kind of got to learn as you go along, unless you just want to look on the top more and memorise the counts. But I'm kind of a wing it as you go along kind of trainer. This opponent completely sacked Marowak, then send out Spinder. This is the second time we've seen Spinder, so this time I actually recognise this is still an Icy Wind, but I'm thinking, why are you staying in, trainer? I want to keep myself as healthy as I possibly can. The opponent's running double Sucker Punch. So I'm very glad I kept as much health as I physically can, as the opponent is just taking so much damage. Even debuff charms are still doing absurd damage. The opponent instant throw the cross poison and remove me from the field of play. That would have one shot from full health, as we've already seen. I send back out Marowak, fire off 1 fire spin and the Bone Club. The opponent's kind of obliged to shield this. We force that protect shield, we're then going to get into Vulpix. Vulpix, unlike Ninetales, isn't part fairy, so cross poison simply will not get the job done. Back out comes Spinder. Spinder going to be greeted with a weather ball. Hi Spinder, bye Spinder. We're going to powder snow farm down and take that game. In the next battle, we see the Kentucky Fried Chicken, a bird of death. The opponent throws 1 Incinerate, then pivot into Gollet. I'm actually going to go for the 1 shield, full farm down, knowing the opponent's going to kind of be forced to shield weather balls, as in Little Cup, all moves do so much damage. I'm not sure if I survive an Incinerate, so I'm just going to throw 1 powder snow and play it safe. This weather ball should be forcing my protect shield back. The opponent actually doesn't shield. Holy, Talonflame gets removed from the field of play, which I'm so grateful for. We even leave with the weather ball. Weather ball forces a shield off Spinder. I'm going to show him Ninetales, and this game is signed, sealed and delivered. The only win con for the opponent is landing the Rock Tomb. We've got a shield. Of course I'm going to use it. Does the opponent full send? Yes, they do. And we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we lead Alolan Marowak into Spinder. Where have all these Spinders come from? I didn't see a Spinder for the first few sets, but I guess I climbed in Elo. They kind of started to appear more often. This time we know this can only be an Icy Wind, so I'm more than happy to tank it. This is kind of where you got to adapt. If I didn't know the moveset, I probably would have shielded. You kind of shield everything in Little Cup. As I knew that as an Icy Wind, I didn't need to shield. The opponent then send out Ducklet, looking for the wing attack farm down, but Vulpix still not done. Fires off the weather ball and even debuff. That still gets them below half health with the subsequential powder snows. We now send out Ninetales. The opponent's only really got one chance to full send a Brave Bird. We correctly shoot at the Brave Bird. Tap, tap, Charm Farm them down. The opponent sends out Diggersby. The Charms again doing crazy damage. We're going to shoot at the Fire Punch. I'm then going to throw 3 Charms, make the pivot back into Marowak. At this point, this game is signed, sealed and delivered. I don't know why the opponent didn't pivot back out. They opt to throw the Scorching Sands, which is fine for me. Scorching Sands picks up the one shot. The opponent's got 2 shields, and they can save them for next season as we tap, tap, Charm Farm down everything. GG's, and thanks for playing. When I saw Spindra at the end there, it kind of makes sense why the opponent didn't pivot out as they had like no HP. So that pretty much wraps things up for today's video. This team is very, very strong. It is very fast move pressured. But if you want to get some easy free dust, give it a try for yourself. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks to everyone for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.